So I said, why are you still here? He's like, I bought land. Oh, they handed you a shovel at the county or the town line, eh? And you just dug yourself a hole. He's like, kinda. And anyway, he offered me. So I went and spent another night in a motel. It cost me $85, tax in. Anyway, just before I go up to get a price on the motel, he sends a customer out and goes, "Are you the dude with the bike?" I said, "Yeah." The gentleman at the counter wants to talk to you. I said, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm going back in. My stuff's there." Because the hotel, Megan knows, she stayed right behind the Tim Hortons. So I walked up there and I rented the room and I walked back down and he's like, I said, "So it's $75 plus tax for one occupancy if anybody else asks," because I asked him how much, he didn't know. Anyway, he's like, "Oh, you rented one?" I said, "Yeah, I'm exhausted." I said, "It was midnight." And I said, "Why? Oh, were you going to rent me a little corner of your land to pop my tent?" And he's like, the look on his face, well, I was actually going to offer you for free. But if you want to pay for it, I'm like, it's too late now. I've already paid for the room. I said, but, if he's off at 2 in the morning. If you're tired at 2, I have 2 beds. You're more than welcome to come up. Bring Tim Hortons, I said. So at 2 o'clock, I heard his truck start and he left. He's traveled 26 countries in 3 years or something like that. He's traveled. Apparently he's fairly new. I talked to Carly about him. She told me his name. I didn't even know his name. And she's like, "Yeah, he's fairly new. He doesn't care what shift he works." I'm like, what's with 6 to 2? Whatever they want, I fill in. It doesn't matter. And I understand. He was attractive. I said, "I came down here looking for you the night before last, but you were busy and you didn't talk to me. Yesterday, I was sitting outside. He came around. You're still here." I'm like, "Yeah." My friends ended up renting me 2 nights down at the hotel there, the motel. And so I'm just waiting. I said, killing the afternoon here at Tim Hortons. And so he had to go to work. But he talked to me. I talked to him a lot. And he was like, "Well, what do you want?" I told him about my video that I'm crying. I feel lost. I don't know what or where. He's like, "Your goal is still the same. Although you think that your goal is not, or it's changed because of what happened, it's still the same. It's still Toronto." So I'm like, Toronto doesn't have anything for me anymore. Like literally, I was gung ho to get my revenge. Not even revenge. I thought that, it's hope. I clung to hope that when he saw my face, he could apologize to me and see, how much I truly loved him. And what I did for him, and what I'm willing to do for him, and what So with what I saw on his Facebook, it was very easy for him to move on. I was nothing, and I have to come to the realization that I was nothing to him. That he looked at me as worthless, and my self-esteem, I don't have any. Some days I think I do, or I joke about it. Some days I just want to run away. Like right now, I just feel like, where am I going to go? What am I supposed to do? I can pretty much do any kind of job if somebody showed it to me. I'm not stupid. And I'm a nester, so I can pretty much stay anywhere. It was so hard for me to get established in Toronto. For 4 years, I had no friends. And then I met Mike, and I clung to him like my savior. Because he was from Toronto. I needed him. I mean, I'm such an independent person. I know I don't need him, because look at what I'm doing. Look at where I am and what I've accomplished, without him. I loved him. And I think about him all the time. And, it's rejection. It's got to be. What makes me feel so horrible, it's got to be the rejection, how I threw myself at him. I gave him everything. I gave him things. I let him in. And I think that was the biggest thing. And he'd come in knowing full well he wasn't with me. He just used me, manipulated me. I was thinking about the tattoo that I wanted to have somebody make. I know you should never put names on your body, because names, just don't. Here, get back.